welcome to our lesson for today. So we're gonna start this lesson by remembering what we talked about last time.
Yeah.
So last time we talked about how when David ran to a place, King Saul came and followed him. And then when he ran and he hid in another place, King Saul came and followed him again. And we even talked about how even though David had the chance to kill King Saul twice, he still decided he's not going to kill the king because he said he is the Lord's anointed one, and he was not going to kill him. So today we're gonna find out a different part of David's story.
Yes, so remember we said that David and his men were always running and hiding from Saul. But even though they were hiding, this does not mean that they would just sit there in the caves and wait for Saul to find them
and do nothing.
Yes. No, David and his men would still go out and defend Israel. They would still go out and fight against the enemies just so that Israel could be safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the people who did this was David's small group of men. And among this small group of men, David had three warriors, and they are called the mighty men of David.
Yes.
And these three, the first one was called Jashobim. So Jashobim on his own was able to fight off 800 Philistines on his own, and that was just Jashobim, and he was the leader. And then after Jashobim there was Eleazar, and Eleazar and David at one time had fought off a whole army of Philistines, and they fought to the point where Eleazar could no longer lift his sword, like he had fought for that long. Yes, he had fought for that long. And then the last among these mighty men was Shammah, and Shammah, even after the rest of the army had run away, he still remained and he fought the Philistines on his own, and he beat them back. So these were the three mighty men of David, and these men were brave and courageous, and even though they had done all of these amazing things on their own, they were still loyal to David, and they would do anything
that David wanted.
Anything for David, anything to make him happy.
Yes, so even though these men had done exploits, they were still very, very loyal to David.
Yes.
So one day, David was seated outside somewhere, and he was feeling sad and he was feeling homesick because he missed home. And he remembered how he remembered Bethlehem. Yes, and how he used to spend time in Bethlehem.
And how he would take care of his father's sheep.
In the fields.
And then after a long day of work, after a long hot day, he would go and he would drink water from the well at the gates of Bethlehem. And he missed it so much. So he said it out loud,
I could get a drink from the well in Bethlehem now.
I wish I could just get a drink from that well. And then when he said it out loud, his men had him. And
these three men had.
The three mighty men had this, and they decided they are going to go and get this water for David to make him happy. Because
remember we said that these men were willing to do anything for David.
Anything, yes. So they decided they are going to go and get this water for him. But at this time, Bethlehem was occupied by the Philistines.
Completely.
Meaning it was very dangerous for them to go and try and get this water. But because they really wanted to do this for David, they did not worry about anything else. They decided that they're going to go and they're going to get
water
this
for
water.
David.
So they went and they snuck behind enemy lines, and they crept in and they got the water, and they filled a water skin of this water, and then they hurried back and left and went back to where David was.
And they presented the water to David, and they told him, here is your wish, the water that you wanted from Bethlehem, here it is. And they even told David what they had done to get the water, and David was ashamed.
He was very grateful at first, but then he was also ashamed
because he felt they risked their life just for me because of what I said, or because of what I wanted.
Yes, and then David decided that he would not drink the water because of the great risk that these men had taken to get this water for David. So he told them, only God is good enough and great enough for this precious gift that you have given to me. So what David did is he took the water and he poured it on the ground, and he offered it as a sacrifice to God in love.
Yes. So from this we learn
that even though David had his three mighty men, and these were the men who would do anything for him, and they would go anywhere for him. So David had these three men, but as for us, we have God as our mighty person. He's the one who is mighty, and he's the one who will go and do all of these things for us and will take care of us. He's our superhero.
Yes, so David had the three men who we can say they were his superhero at that time. But for us, we have Jesus, who is always our superhero.
Yes.
So we're going to stand up and sing our song. So let's all stand up and sing this song.
Okay, kids, so we've just talked about how David had his mighty men and how they were like superheroes to him, and how for us, Jesus is our superhero. Yes, everyone stand up and help us sing a song about how Jesus is our superhero. He's the one who makes the sun shine. He's the one who puts the moon in the sky. He's the one who holds the stars one by one. He's the one who makes the birds sing. He's the one who makes me dream so high. He's the one who makes me smile. Day by day, Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Spider-Man. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Superman. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Batman. Yeah, 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 yeah. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Yay! Okay, kids, so it's time for us to do our craft. And we've just come from talking about how God is our superhero. So now we're going to make superhero masks.
Yes. So what we need for this is a plain piece of paper, and then we're just going to draw an outline of a face mask, a superhero face mask. So this is how you do it. Take it round.
Where the nose is, you
That
cover
is where the
it.
nose is. I
Yes.
curved. And then I took it round. And then maybe join where I started. Then we're going to need eyes. So I cut out my eyes for the mask. And the other eye. And that's it, we're done. So you cut it out. So I had cut out mine that I drew earlier, so we're going to use this. So this is what you get after you cut out. So now you can decorate it with any color you like, any shape,
Yes.
whatever you want. So I think I'll do blue. So I'll just color it all around.
And you can decorate it, you can put stars, you can put, triangles, whatever shape you want. Just make it look like you're a superhero.
Yeah.
And whatever color, Rachel is using blue and me I'm using orange.
So just color all around. But you can do whatever you want with it. You can decorate it anyhow. You can do shapes. You can do different colors. I know of people who like rainbows.
Rainbows and
So you
different
can do
flowers.
rainbows, yeah.
Just make
Just
sure
add a
it's
little bit.
decorated and bright. So as we keep decorating, you need to remember that David had his own 3 mighty warriors, and that's where our story is from.
Yeah.
This lesson. So David had his 3 mighty warriors, and they were brave and they were courageous and they were willing to do anything so that they could make sure that David was happy.
Yes. So I think I'm done decorating mine. I could do more, but that's fine. So you can do as much as you want. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pepper punch and just create holes at the side where I can put my strings so that I can tie it around my head.
Yes.
So you do that on one side and on the other side. And then what you also need is a ribbon. So I just took I'll take my ribbon, and on the hole that I just created, I'll make my ribbon go through. And then I can tie it. And secure the tie so that it doesn't come out. And that's it. Then I can cut out the excess part. Then I'll take another ribbon and do the same thing on the other side of my craft.
Yes, and make sure to ask for help if you can't do this by yourself.
Sure. This is so interesting.
I can't wait to wear my mask.
And I'm done. So I'll still cut out the excess part. And this is what I have. So this is what I have. So this is my mask. So now we have to try it on. And so you take it, put it right on your face. With the eyes.
And then make sure you tie it at the back.
Oh, mine is. Oh, okay. I need to do that again. I have a mask.
And I am a superhero.
Yay! Okay, so I hope you enjoyed our craft today, kids. So remember, Jesus is our forever superhero. So that's our craft today. Until next time, bye!